Solana breaks resistance. Solana is currently at 104, and we talked about how breaking 103 will definitely be one of the most bullish things we have seen in a while for Solana. One of the key areas that I was looking at very closely was $90, and we have surpassed that, getting out of this downtrend that we were in, and now we're approaching 110, and my price target is 144. So what you could be expecting on today's live stream, by the way, we're going to be talking about Solana meme tokens, and most specifically as well altcoins. I have a list of altcoins that are getting ready to freaking pump. As you could go ahead and see a little sneak peek right here. I'll go ahead and show you that real quick, but we do have a list of tokens, altcoins specifically, lower cap meme coins too, that are getting ready to pump. So definitely do not leave this live stream. Watch till the end. We're gonna go ahead and talk about TA and get this started, but I appreciate everybody coming in today. How's it going, Happy? Thank you Dab Master, thank you for being here, bro. Hope you're having a good one. Let's go ahead and start getting this community active. So let me go ahead and start sharing this on the socials. So give me about 1 second. Unfortunately, this is what I have to do manually. It's kind of annoying. I wish I had this already done, but I don't. So we have to deal with what we have, right? And what we have is this. Unfortunately, we have to do it manually. So until we get to the point where this is, you know, it could be done automatically, that'd be really cool, like a bot or something. But at the meantime, we have to do it manually. The good thing about it too is that it gives us some time to get some people onto the live stream as well, right? So let's go ahead and get that popping. How's it going, Tillery? Long time no see, buddy. Congratulations on that GME, by the way. Susan, how's it going from West Virginia? Shout out to Susan. Thank you. I think I've probably seen you before, Susan. I'm not too sure, but if I haven't, and if I have, well, welcome. Haven't seen you in a while, right? So let's go ahead and share this live stream with the community. Feel free to go ahead and post any tokens you want. We could do technical analysis. We could go ahead and talk about meme tokens, whatever you want. Obviously, I have a list of what I'm going to be talking about today. Is going to be Solana TA. We're going to talk about Bitcoin. Tomorrow is the Fed meeting, which is a very, very big day. Massive week of volatility, right? So a lot of good things. I think more in a bullish scenario. I've been really, really bearish these last couple weeks. I've been probably the biggest bear, and now I've turned into the biggest bull when everybody was bearish, right? And as we all see now, we had the short squeeze, which I've talked about for literally the past couple of days, right? So I've been kind of on point. I'm not here to go ahead and tell you, but I've pretty much called a lot of tops and bottoms, and I've been correct. I don't think there hasn't been one time where I've been correct yet, right? Knock on wood, but we've been pretty much set on that, right? We've been set on that. So we're going to go ahead and see where things go, but let me go ahead and share this with chat. We are now live. Show me tokens. Show me tokens. This is my free Discord, by the way, chat, which all of you could go ahead and join. I do provide some very exclusive information here as well as TA and altcoins, so definitely be on the lookout for that. You can go ahead and join that directly on my Twitter or on, I think it's on my YouTube channel as well, but we have it right here on my Twitter, free Discord link right here. All right, so let me go ahead and share this with the chat as well. And then we're gonna get up and running with the stream. Congratulations on everybody. Congratulations on everybody making massive gains on GME and AMC. I was actually very, very bullish on AMC for a while, and we hit 2 million market cap, right? We hit 2 million market cap. So congratulations to everybody that jumped in on AMC. I know it was very scary when I was calling it. It did dump a lot, but if you believe in the project or you believe in something, as long as you stick to it and you understand the narrative, I think you're going to make a lot of freaking money off of it, right? And so far, it looks like our investment is going to pay off, right? So congratulations to everybody that joined. The projects that we've been talking about these last couple of days have literally pumped, and most of them have been from the community, right? I think the community has provided a lot more tokens than myself. So these live streams are very, very important because the community interacts, and the community is the one that's providing most of the alpha realistically. I provide, you know, mostly TA and alpha here and there. Like the first one was AMC. I usually never, you know, push meme tokens like that in that extent, but I felt very confident in it, and you know, some of you made money on it. So congratulations on all those that actually took advantage of that pump. But let me go ahead and pull out my live stream right here on my phone so I can read comments and it's more efficient for me. Susan from West Virginia, shout out to Susan. GME Tillery says GameStop. Yes, GameStop's a really good freaking play, chat. We're going to talk about GameStop and AMC. Don't think I forgot about that. We are going to be talking about the technical analysis on Solana and why I'm bullish as well, right? So we're going to talk about that. Susan says thank you, Susan. I really do appreciate you. MMD Peg, how's it going, Marco? What is MM? Can you tell me a little bit more about MM? Jonathan, hello, bros. How's it going, man? Hope you're having a good one, Jonathan. I see that Trump tokens is doing very, very good, by the way. I know, I think you called Trump, and I told you you were a little disappointed because it dumped, and I was like, dude, the narrative of Trump is so freaking bullish. Like, especially because the U.S. is having the presidential election, and people are going to get freaking bullish with Trump. We saw what the prior Trump on Ethereum did. It literally hit over 20 million market cap, and I was telling you how the narrative with Trump is going to be very, very big, right? So just keep that in mind. We also have, the president election, which I think the Trump tokens are going to pump like crazy. Trump is pushing for no corporate tax, and we know that Trump wants a weaker dollar. A weaker dollar means a higher stock market and a higher crypto market, right? So if Trump does get elected, the whole world is going to go freaking crazy, and a lot of easy money will be coming into the markets, and these markets will freaking moon, right? So a lot of people are going to be capitalizing off that hype. We also have right now, currently coming up in the next couple days, we have Chinese New Year, so be aware of these tokens that have, I think it's the year of the dragon, so there's going to be dragon tokens like this one right here that we saw yesterday do a very, very nice pump, I think over 100 or 200%, right? There's also a few that did the same, so be aware of those narratives. We also have Doge satellite, which Elon is launching a rocket very, very soon on SpaceX. I don't know when the day is. You could go ahead and do that research, but for all those people that are like freaking Doge, freaking maxis, understand all the narratives of this. And when we were talking about it, it was right before this breakout right here, right? So it looks like a lot of people, mostly the Dogecoin maxis and the community understand what's going on, right? And that's the reason why they named it like the satellite. It's been literally over a few years that they try to push this narrative. So now the rocket's going to be launching, I believe, in February. I don't know exactly what day. I'll ask a buddy of mine to go ahead and provide me that information with that article, but he showed me and I was like, dude, how the heck do you know this stuff? like how do you know when a freaking rocket's gonna launch on in Mars? Just, I don't know where it's gonna launch, dude. It's gonna be launching somewhere. It's gonna be somewhere in space. So this is the reason why there's hype on this, and I think this is gonna take off. So there's a lot of narratives right now. Also a possibility of what we're seeing meme coin season entering. We're seeing the meta with the GameStop. If anybody remembers 3 years ago, we had the whole entire meta with GameStop. We're seeing GameStop and AMC take off, and we saw GameStop hit over 30, I think it was 30 something million market cap, right? So GameStop's going berserk, but what people do not know and haven't discovered, they haven't discovered AMC, and I'm going to talk about AMC right now, right? GME is currently at a market cap of 27.25. These dips are getting eaten up very, very crazy. I think GME is going to go ahead and make a new all-time high. We did see this breakout right here when we were talking about it. I think this was actually yesterday when we talked about this breakout, or a few days ago. It was on the 29th. So yesterday, and we continue to have that massive breakout. Same thing with AMC. When I was talking on AMC about the stream, we were on stream talking about AMC, and everybody was pretty much laughing about AMC being dead because we saw AMC hit a bottom of $100,000, right? So look at it from $100,000 that it dumped. You're seeing literally a freaking 20x on this, right? So like anybody that picked up on the dip has made a lot of freaking money. I know Vernon made some pretty good money on this trade. He ended up buying the bottom, ended up like selling right here, and he made like about 20 sols. So congratulations, shout out to him. But I was buying at around 400k market cap, so I bought in AMC all around this side right here. I bought in all, these were my dips around this zone right here. So like I'm in profits right now. I'm okay in profits, not crazy in profits, but I'm pretty good in profits, right? So I am expecting a continuation to an upside on AMC. And the reason why I'm very bullish on AMC is fully community driven. I'm actually an admin in the community. The community is pushing this like crazy. Literally no marketing has been involved. Like it's all been natural, literally trending, literally everything. We probably only paid for like 1 or 2 trends, and that's all through the community wallet, right? Because we need the community to, you know, put up money in order for us to trend. But so far we've created over 4.65 million in 24-hour volume naturally, organically, just from the community alone. No paid marketing, no influencers, no spaces, no none of that. We've literally, as soon as the developer ran off on AMC, he ran off literally 30 minutes when the project launched, right? So he ran off on the first launch, a dump around this area right here. And AMC has literally been pushing this, the community itself, all the way up to 2 million market cap. I think we even hit 3 million earlier today. So this is all fully community driven. So you don't have to worry about no developers dumping on you. Probably the only thing is whales, but there isn't that many whales with that big of a supply to go ahead and move this, right? So I also believe from what we're seeing a lot of the people from GME, the community, the whales that made a lot of money are moving their money into AMC because they understand the narrative, right? This is obviously a high risk, high reward. So enter at your own risk. But I'll definitely go ahead and check out GME and AMC. Currently, right now, the community is working on getting the DEX tools update. That does cost money. I believe it's like $2,000, if I'm not mistaken, or $700. It's somewhere around there. It is quite pricey, I'm not gonna lie. So we're trying to have the whole entire community to go ahead and pitch in. But so far, we've been on DEX tools trending literally organically. We've been on Sol trending organically. So we've been on all these platforms, DEX Screener, all of that organically. CoinGecko is going to be getting listed very soon. But I do expect this thing to run up to 30 million plus and above. And the reason why I'm bullish is because of the supply. The supply is, let's just call it 1 billion. GME has literally, let's just call it 5 or 6 times more of that, because they're almost at 7 billion circulating supply. So let's just call it 5 billion more supply. So if GME was able to hit 30 million plus with a higher supply, this is just me, not financial advice. I think, in my opinion, AMC could do the same, if not better, right? Because we have a lower supply, and we will be entering when we get all this updated, we're gonna get a lot of people running into AMC, exactly as I predicted. Very, very similar over here, right? But he's got to stick to the narrative and just invest in what you believe in, right? So definitely be out with the narratives. I think GME, it's still going to run up. I do see GME possibly hitting over I think 100 mil is very, very possible, right? They are listed on exchanges already. So I think there's still a lot of money to be made on GameStop, but just do understand that GameStop and AMC move together. So if you're bullish on GME, maybe consider throwing a few dollars into AMC, because they move very, very similar, right? You can literally compare the charts. GME dumps, AMC dumps. GME pumps, makes new all-time highs. AMC does the same thing, right? So it's just like literally the same chart back to back. But enough with that being said, let me go ahead and read some questions real quick, and let's get started onto some technical analysis. So let's go ahead and read this real quick. Hello, good evening, Goldie. How are you doing today? I don't think my my stream's loading up. Let's see. Okay, not It's a stable from the Time Wonderland days. Oh, nice. So what's gonna happen with that? Is there an article about that? Time of Wonderland, right? And Yoga as well. Yugi, they got hacked for 6 million. That's insane. James, how's it going, bro? Hey, Ganacia is my guy. How are you doing? What's up, my boy? Dude, long time no see, man. I was just thinking about you. I was like, dude, I was just thinking of Ganacias. How you been, man? How you been? So let's go ahead and talk about Solana right now. We're going to do some quick technical analysis. So Solana is looking freaking bullish, right? We talked about how Solana, if we were to go ahead and break and hold above 103, we could go ahead and see 110 being around the corner. I also want to mention, let's not get too overly hyped. I'm pretty hyped up about the market, pretty confident. That's the reason why I was longing the market here. Unfortunately, I didn't know how to freaking add margin to my position. Dumbest thing ever, because I was trading on a new exchange and I got wrecked, right? So I would have been up $5,000 on my position on Solana right now when I was longing my position, but luckily I am on AMC right now, and I do believe I'm going to make up for that money plus more. But if you're looking to go ahead and trade with leverage or buy some Solana with no KYC, check out BingX. They are offering some bonuses right now, and what I like about BingX, man, is that I've literally received over $600 in just free bonuses. You can literally see one of my trades right here, $200, and this is a bonus. Like literally free freaking money, man. Like easiest bonuses I've ever made ever. Like the easiest ways to make money is just by depositing on BingX. I like the platform, it's really cool. I wouldn't suggest throwing too much money unless you understand how to navigate the platform and not commit the same thing that I did. But I literally have over $327 chilling just because I deposited and I was trading freaking on BingX, right? Very, very easy in my opinion. I think this is my first time on any other exchange that I've really achieved bonuses that easy, that it almost sounds too good to be true. But trust me, I got some bonuses. I was surprised when I was trading on MEXC. I've traded with over 20 grand on leverage, and I never received any bonuses. I probably got like $1. so I was surprised with that BingX is definitely, you know, showing some love and support. And I'm actually going to be talking to the team very, very soon and see what we could work out for the community. So definitely it does not only help support the channel, but we could definitely go ahead and get exclusive deals for the community if you do go ahead and sign up. You know, obviously depositing helps. Trading is better, but if you don't want to do that, just go ahead and sign up. It's completely for free. No KYC, takes less than 3 seconds to create an account. But with that being said, we are entering this area of resistance with Solana right now, so we could go ahead and expect possibly a little bit of downward action going on, or maybe some consolidation before we go ahead and reach the top. So the bullish and bearish case scenario that we have right here, right? There's two cases that could happen. If we're pushing towards a bullish case scenario, is we see 1010 being broken, we go ahead and retest back to 110, and we all go ahead and get excited and we push up to 104 towards the 150 zone, right? I do believe Solana could go ahead and be approaching this zone. This is where most retail investors are going to be getting FOMO'd. Most people are going to be panicking around this side right here when we see Solana breaking 130. We're going to see mostly retail entering this zone right here, where they're going to go all in as usual. When retail likes to do, they don't like to buy in the red. Retail loves buying on the green, right? They love buying the green candlestick. So as usual, retail is probably going to buy within the zone right here, as the wells were pushing the momentum to the upside, and everybody that was taking advantage of that opportunity and they were feeling confident about it, not too overly bearish, are making money on the way up. And as soon as retail feels comfortable in getting in, which is going to be within around this zone right here, right? Retail is going to get very comfortable entering Solana longs around this zone right here. So what I think is going to happen eventually after that thing happens, whether it's 140, keep in mind, it could be within 140 range to even as high as 180. Let's say Solana hits the zone, right? What I think eventually is going to happen is that we're going to get retail buying the top as usual, and then all the longs, all the people that were longing right here, they're going to go ahead and short the market, and we're going to see Solana dump back down to $90, right? That's what I think. That is solely my opinion. As we measure from this bottom to this top, this is about over a 66% pump, which is very, very doable, not impossible. And if we measure from this top to this bottom, this takes us to that 40% correction that I've been talking about, right? So far, Solana has been holding on to this area of support very, very nicely. So if Solana does go ahead and get rejected at these zones, now let's talk about the bearish case scenario, right? That's the bullish case scenario. We approach 144, meme tokens go through the roof, people are making money, people are getting excited, people are feeling more degenerate, they lose their money at the top, it gets dumped, people panic, they get scared about the market, and then we see a massive reversal to Solana being $500, right? Now let's talk about the bearish case scenario. The bearish case scenario is Solana could go ahead and possibly touch 110, be the biggest freaking bull trap ever, where people like myself are screaming for 144 and 150 coming our way, and it does completely the opposite, right? We could find strong resistance at 110. It's really, really important for us, chat, to break the zone of 110 to 111, right? So keep that in mind. 110 to 111, in my opinion, is quite a strong area of resistance, right? So what could also possibly happen on the bearish case scenario is we go ahead and test 110 and we quickly go ahead and get rejected, coming all the way back down to the zone of $54, right? So we measure from this top to this bottom right here, this takes us to a 40 to a 50% correction, right? Which I've been talking about, you know, 69 to 59 being that zone. I'm kind of pushing that we're going to be a little bit more bullish, and the reason why is because everybody was bearish right here. I was bullish, and I do believe that people think this is going to be a fake rally, but I think they're going to miss out on this pump, and we will be approaching 144. Solely my opinion, but also keep in mind that 110 to 111 is a pretty strong area of resistance, and if we can't clear this thing up, chat, keep in mind we will be seeing a dump down to around 40 to 50%, which would be taking Solana to around the zone of 50 to the high 60s, right? Even 69, because that was my price target, around $69 to $70. But that's going to be the range that Solana is going to go ahead and dump down to. And I can't give you an exact reason where the price is going to dump to, is due to the fact that Solana has never really established any kind of areas of support, right? Remember, the higher we go without any supports being found, if we just moon like this, when we go ahead and find the top, the quicker we fall, right? That's just basic technical analysis. In order for us to go ahead and have respected levels, we need areas of support to be found before we go ahead and do that. So that's why when we're running up like crazy, I'm quite bearish, because when we do dump, we're going to collapse pretty quickly, right? So that's why right now for Solana, I would say this is the range we would dump if we do get rejected at the 110. So keep that in mind. If you are longing or just shorting, I would just go ahead and take profits. I wouldn't hold on for too long. Obviously, I'm not a financial advisor, so I can't tell you what to do. But in my opinion, it is looking more bullish and bearish, but also keep in mind of a bull trap, right? It could be a bull trap. It could be a fake out where everybody is getting excited, screaming for Solana 144, and everybody gets wrecked and everybody starts crying, right? So keep that in mind. But overall, market's looking really good. We get the RSI crossing right here. We also are seeing the DXY coming down, which we talked about. I told you, chat, all we need is a DXY to have a few red days and the market's going to go crazy, right? The market's going to go freaking crazy, and that's what we have. The DXY is printing an inverse head and shoulders pattern, which is one of the most bullish signs ever, right? For the market, it's not good. The DXY goes higher, a higher dollar strength, a weaker cryptocurrency we're going to go ahead and see, right? So realistically, we would like to see the dollar collapse, but I do believe long term, as we have this presidential election coming in, we are going to go ahead and have the dollar come up even higher, which means we will be having some sort of market corrections coming in a way. As soon as, let's say, Trump gets elected, everybody's going to get crazy. We all know Trump pushes for a weaker dollar. He wants a weaker dollar. Everybody's going to get excited. Easy money's going to come pouring in, and we're going to go ahead and have a result of a weaker dollar collapsing. And as that is happening, we're going to have the stock market and crypto market go up, right? So right now, long term, you know, be bullish. Short term, I would say also bullish, but midterm, I would say we could go ahead and expect some red, right? So this could be the last final pump before we see a correction, and people are going to be panicking before we see July, the beginning of summer leading into fall, where we're going to have that massive pump onto Bitcoin, where we could possibly see Bitcoin approaching $100,000, right? So that's what we could potentially be seeing. The other reason what we need to go ahead and keep in mind is the US 100. Surprisingly, crypto is doing pretty good, but it looks like the US 100, which is NASDAQ, is currently right now looking for some sort of top. It looks like I don't think we're done with yet. Probably we are. I don't know. We are at these areas of resistance, but I have talked about how the US 100 literally printed new all-time highs that it hasn't done in over 2 years, literally just 2 weeks ago, right? So stock market's going crazy, stock market's going higher. So like we have every bullish case scenario, but we are entering a very dangerous zone, which is literally almost near the top. So we're near top, and that's the reason why I believe this is going to be one last final pump before we see a major correction in the market. And I do expect Bitcoin to dump from wherever the levels we are at. If it pushes to $57,000, we could see a correction to down to 40 grand, and a lot of these altcoins could see a 40 to 50% correction, right? So I think that's what's going to happen. I could be completely wrong. Maybe we have the stock market run even longer, but the stock market is also due for a correction, right? We have been approaching these high areas of resistance, and it's just a matter of when the market corrects, right? I don't know. We do have Fed meeting tomorrow, so expect a lot of volatility in the market. A lot of undecisiveness as well. We are also seeing Bitcoin right now, looking at the Bitcoin charts, and I'll start looking and reading at the chat right now, okay? I just want to go ahead and get this out the way because I know some people want to go to sleep or are heading out to work or want to have dinner with the family and don't want to sit here all day listening to John talk. So I want to go quickly with the TA for the people that want to go ahead and listen, and then we're going to go ahead and talk about some fun narratives and meme tokens, and I'll go ahead and show you the list of the altcoins that are getting ready to take off, right? So if you have time, definitely go ahead and continue to watch the stream. But let's go back into finishing this Bitcoin TA in order for us to get moving on a lot quicker, right? So looking at Bitcoin right now, we are approaching this zone of liquidations. We talked about how there's a strong liquidations within this $43,000 to $44,000 range. We talked about that on Discord. I actually went ahead and I posted that on Discord right here. We could go ahead and see. I posted actually a few things right here on Discord, but we've actually talked about this right here. Bitcoin witnesses short squeeze around $43,000, and we see there's a lot of range within this zone right here around the $43,000 and above slightly, that there is going to be a lot of liquidations happening, right? So we are still destined for a possibility of a short squeeze. So if we do continue to pump, and I do assume we will have some sort of short squeeze pushing Bitcoin up, and I do see Bitcoin approaching $55,000 to $57,000. And the same thing, retail is going to be left holding the back, thinking Bitcoin's going to hit $100,000, and then this thing's going to go ahead and dump all the way down to 40 grand, and that's because we do have a pretty good area of support. This bottom right here, when we saw this breakout, this is a fake out. That was a liquidity grab from institutions and big whales that they wanted to go ahead and wreck retail out of their positions. Typically, when we see this kind of price action, when we see a massive dump but not a collapse and a quick recovery, that means it's just a liquidity grab, right? And that's why I was very confident in my narrative that this was going to be a short squeeze. I was talking about longing Bitcoin within the zone right here, but the confirmation was as soon as we broke $41,000 right here, right? Unfortunately, I prefer to long Solana because that would make me more money. But yeah, so for anybody that took advantage of that position right here, you know, has been up in profits, and I do see $57,000 to $50,000 Bitcoin. That's the bullish case scenario. We pump, you know, short squeeze happens right here. Market pushes the price action to the upside. Everybody gets excited. Market corrects. It dumps $40,000 our new floor. We probably consolidate before, you know, leading on to the Bitcoin halving or during the Bitcoin halving into summer. Then we have Bitcoin literally take off leading into fall. New president gets elected, whatever the case is, and then we have $100,000 Bitcoin, in my opinion, leading into November to December, right? That's the bullish case scenario. Bearish case scenario is the same thing as we're talking about. We could go ahead and see a pretty strong area of resistance around the $44,000. This is a very strong area of resistance. As you can see, we were consolidating there and touched it multiple times before having that massive short squeeze. This is a short squeeze as well. With KASTA price action up, people got excited, thought Bitcoin was going to go to $58,000 to $100,000 because of the ETF, and then there goes the longs. They short down and push the price action to the downside, right? So a lot of manipulation. Expect more manipulation because of the Bitcoin ETF. Wall Street is now in control, so welcome everybody for that decision. I'm just messing around with you, right? But you gotta sometimes be careful what you wish for, right? You have to be careful what you wish for. So Wall Street is now in the house, which expect more manipulation, more volatility. But what we're seeing right now too is that as soon as we do go ahead and break that, we are mooning. But if we do get rejected within the zone around 44,799, do expect Bitcoin to go ahead and drop down to my price target of $32,000 to $33,000, right? So if we were to measure from this top to this bottom, it's going to take us to another 26% correction, which is honestly not too bad, because after we have that correction, we are going to see a recovery after consolidation, and we will go ahead and approach $100,000 and above, right? So it's all about perspective of what you're looking at. A lot of people are waiting for a dump, but I told all of you, you know, the dump was when Bitcoin was correcting here and alongside with Solana, right? That's when you wanted to buy the dips. Right now, a lot of people waited for the dips, and I think a lot of FOMO is going to kick in as price action is going up higher. And as I mentioned, people are going to get wrecked at the top as usual. So just be very, very careful right now in the markets. Fed meeting is tomorrow, which I will be recording. And with that being said, let's go ahead and look at the last indicator. And I'm going to go ahead and read chat and pay attention to all of you. So feel free to show me some tokens, post a smart contract down below. And currently right now, looking at the fear and greed chart, we do see levels of 61, which is greed, right? So we're back in this greedy territory, which is giving us a sentiment of how the market was feeling. But literally last week, we were in neutral, chat. So keep that in mind. We went from neutral to very close to being in the fear zone. And now we're back to greed. And we're going to be probably approaching extreme greed or even higher very, very soon, right? So be very, very careful. A lot of money to be made and a lot of money to be lost on both sides, long term and sideways, you know, longing and shorting the market. So be very, very careful. But with that being said, let's go ahead and read some comments and let's get going. Bro, look at Grok token and tell me what you think. Yeah, let's go ahead and look at Grok. James says, make Solana $70 again. Need to stock up more. I don't think we're going to get $70 right now, man. Unless we get rejected at the levels that I told you. That's the only way we will see those levels. But I think we'll see probably Solana approaching 144 sooner than expected, right? That's if we have that continuation to the upside. Go good. How's it going, man? Hope you're having a good one today. Hope you're having a good one. Can you take a look at XAI? 100%. Caleb, how's it going? Good evening. Hope you're having a good one today. So let's go ahead and look at Grok, and then we're going to go ahead and look at XAE. So definitely get ready to go ahead and ask for more tokens. We're going to go ahead and take a look at Grok. I know Grok was looking pretty bullish from my understanding last time we checked, but let's go ahead and see where things are at for Grok. Grok sitting at a 22.61 million market cap. So right now it looks like Grok has finally finished off this massive head and shoulders pattern, which I've talked about was super bearish within the zone. I was quite bearish on Grok right here. And we did see that massive dump to the downside. So usually what happens when we see this kind of movement, when we see this exhaustion in the market, eventually the price action has to go the only way, and it's up, right? After we're followed with that massive head and shoulders pattern, we have this accumulation zone right here where everybody pretty much gets discouraged, whatever the case is, and all of a sudden we're going to have this thing pump back up where we see a massive huge recovery. We've seen this multiple times on a lot of meme tokens, specifically the recent one that we remember it all. Pepe 2.0 did something very similar, hit new all-time highs. You know, market got sad. It kind of got into this accumulation zone and then it pumped like crazy, right? So we could be seeing that very soon with Grok as well. This could be a accumulation zone, getting ready to long the market if that's what you're looking for. So be very careful with Grok, but it does look like it's going to be getting ready for some sort of massive reversal, right? So it looks like that right now on the DEX side of things. Let's see if we can find any positions on the futures for Grok. Looking at futures for Grok right now, same very similar pattern that we're seeing, right? Right now for Grok, the levels that we need to go ahead and focus on is that we're seeing on the 4 hourly, it has printed what it looks to be some sort of cup and handle pattern, right? So in order to go ahead and confirm this pattern, we do want to go ahead and see a breakout above 0.0045, and then we are going to go ahead and moon. As people continue to panic, we will go ahead and see a massive reversal for Grok. So it looks like Grok has finally, potentially, maybe found its bottom, right? So we do need to go ahead and break this area of resistance, which is strong resistance though. This is a very strong and important area of resistance to be broken, and if Grok could go ahead and achieve that, we could be freaking mooning. Also on the RSI, it looks like it is printing a massive cup and handle pattern. For all those that don't know what a cup and handle pattern is, one of the most bullish case scenarios or bullish patterns of a sign of a reversal coming in, right? That's actually the reason why I longed AMC. Because of the fact that I saw that same exact pattern, and usually those patterns are super bullish, right? Can they be fake outs? It happens time and time again, where they want to try to trick you that it's a cup and handle pattern. Everybody thinks this thing's gonna moon, and then it just dumps, right? So be very careful. But Grok does look like it has found its bottom and is just getting ready to push to the upside on the 4 hourly. Looking at the daily, at the 1 hourly right here, we're seeing a very same movement too. So we're just gonna be getting ready to retest these areas of resistance and hopefully break these highs. If we can see Grok break these highs, this is where it might be considered, you know, longing the market. So definitely be on the lookout for Grok. That thing looks like it might be coming around the corner sooner than expected. So let's go ahead and take a look at XAI and continue to go ahead and post more tokens. Okay, so now taking a look at XAI, we're seeing on the 4 hourly, literally same case scenario. You can't make this thing up. I've already noticed a few patterns right here in front of my face. So what I'm witnessing first is that we have a W pattern, which is a double bottom, typically a sign of a reversal. We do see that reversal. It has pumped. We're also now seeing some sort of cup and handle pattern getting ready to break to the upside as well. in the RSI, we're also seeing that. In order to go ahead and confirm this confirmation to the upside, we would want to go ahead and see XAI break above 93 cents and hold above it, and we will go ahead and confirm that this thing will be rocketing and approaching the levels of $1 coming soon, right? And then literally in the short term, we could see this pump happening, and over 20 to 30% pump literally coming in the next coming days if we do have this breakout to the upside, right? That's literally on the 4-hourly chart that we're seeing. Now let's go ahead and look at smaller time frames and see if this thing could get any more bullish. Looking at the smaller time frames, same thing, we see that very bullish sign of that W pattern right here, and then we are seeing that we are slightly trending to the upside back up again right now. So it is definitely showing some strength. As I mentioned, strong area of resistance is around the 91 cents. So if we could go ahead and break above that, we could go ahead and be placing along within the zone right here and longing the market to achieve that $1 and above. So looking pretty good. Nice little setup right there on XAI as well. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, altcoins are looking kind of decent. We are seeing some sort of pump into the market right now. We're seeing AMC dumping, which is a good buying opportunity for those that are looking to go ahead and enter the market, right? Usually these dips have been getting eaten pretty quickly. AMC is looking pretty freaking bullish as well. Obviously, if it does lose these areas of support, it's not going to look too good. But the thing is, with meme tokens, you just can't go ahead and really call, you know, areas of support too well, just due to the fact that they're not always respected. But AMC did a very similar move right here that we talked about, and the reason why we're bullish with these patterns is it did a cup and handle pattern, and as soon as it formed and it broke past that, that's the reason why we moved, right? This thing could also be looking like we are approaching a head and shoulders pattern, looking at the hourly. So we could possibly see AMC come back down to around this range of 0.009, which could be about a 40% dump, right? So definitely be careful, but it could be a buying opportunity depending on the kind of mindset that you have and the perspective you're looking at. If this thing was to dump 40%, I really wouldn't have a problem. I mean, I'm already pretty deep in profits. So I'm okay, and I understand the narrative behind what's going on, right? GME still back at 30 million market cap, and if GME continues a break to the upside, best believe that we're going to see a continuation to the upside on AMC, right? GME right now is within this range, and in order for GME to break this area of resistance, we're literally only about a 13% pump, and for AMC, I think it's a little bit more. I think we might be at a 50% pump in order for us to break this area of resistance. But for AMC, if you measure this bottom to this top, we're about 67% away from breaking his all-time high, and we're seeing this thing literally just pump right now. So we'll see where things go from this. Now we have gone from a 59%, right? So we are seeing a lot of big money from GME pouring into AMC, but just keep in mind of the narratives and just understand that this is a very volatile market right now. But we were talking about, you know, longing this risk on market, right? We talked about risk, we talked about, you know, possible narratives coming in, and now I'm going to go ahead and show you what everybody has been waiting for. Look how quick AMC moves, right? We were at a 2 million market cap, 190 earlier a few minutes ago. Now we're at 2.14 million, right? So we could possibly even see this on stream making new all-time highs, breaking above the 3 million market cap. So now we're at that, from that 60%, now we're at that 54%, now, you know, 23%. Like, look, this thing's just like getting eaten up pretty quickly, right? Like, it dumps 50-60%, and then the dips get eaten up very quickly, right? So we'll see where things go with this. But congratulations on everybody, you know, making money on GameStop. GameStop has been getting listed on a lot of major exchanges. Let's go ahead and take a look at their Twitter real quick, where they got it listed on already. But they got listed on a lot of freaking exchanges, right? And people are getting freaking excited for what they're hoping for, a short squeeze, which I don't think could happen unless they're, you know, there's futures enabled, but we're seeing a lot of these exchanges being listed, right? So congratulations on the GME team, I guess. You know, if GME succeeds, who else succeeds? AMC succeeds. So I wish and I hope the best for GME holders, and I hope GME could go ahead and continue to pump, because the higher GME pumps, the more money the whales are going to make, the more money is going to get poured into AMC, and the higher AMC is going to pump. So I hope, you know, GME makes and breaks new all-time highs. Goldie Crypto, thank you. No worries, thank you. How do you think Myro tomorrow will pump? Let's go ahead and take a look at Myro right now. War Dogs, how's it going? Good evening, Keen. Let's get it after relentlessly. I'm liking it, man. Appreciate you, bro. Smashing the like button. Check out Print getting into the Soul game. LOL. Dude, I did see freaking Print, bro. That was insane. I actually had it on my watch list, and I told myself I was gonna buy it, and I never did. But this thing has literally printed freaking money, bro. Like, literally has printed money out of thin air. And this is freaking insane, you know? This thing has literally printed. I remember somebody talked about it, and this thing has literally pumped over a 20x, right? And this thing has a pretty low supply, high market cap right now. So this thing's looking pretty good. I believe that you put money, you literally print freaking Solana. So how does this work? I really want to know this hold to earn mechanism rewards. Like, how much do you actually get paid? How much do you make? Because I definitely would be interested in something like this. Right? Like, how much money can you actually make holding on to Print is what I would like to go ahead and hear and like to know. It's how much money can we go ahead and make on this? So everything's looking pretty good. I mean, overall, the markets are looking a little bit undecisive, and I'm just basing that off of my my YouTube views. Typically, when we kind of see this market trend where, you know, some things are pumping, but we're seeing a pump and people don't think this is a real run. They think it's another run out where it's a fake out. People just don't want to go ahead and really listen to it, right? So we've been seeing a decrease on the channel literally these last couple weeks, and hopefully we could go ahead and continue to see a breakout, because the higher the markets go, the more the channel freaking grows, right? So I definitely want the channel to grow. But yeah, Print looks freaking good, man. Congratulations on that. What's up, Dinero, man? Long time no see, man. How you been? Hope you're having a good one. I aped into AMC too, bro. Nice, Tillery. Nice. Yeah, dude. If you're bullish on GME, you should be bullish on AMC in both, right? Because if you understand the narrative of AMC and all of that back 3 years ago, which I actually was, a lot of people don't believe it until they see it, right? Same thing with yesterday. Nobody believed me when I said maybe have a small position on AMC. A few of you did listen, you know, freaking Vernon did. He ended up aping in at like 100 to 200K market cap, and he ended up making, you know, freaking 20 SOL as soon as it hit 1 million, right? I'm confident it's going to hit 10 to 30 million market cap. I could be wrong, but I understand the narrative, and understand the narrative's a lot bigger, right? So I do believe this thing's going to continue to rip on GameStop and GME. But let's go ahead and talk about, enough with that being said, let's go ahead and talk about what's very important, right? These altcoins that I've seen that there's a possibility of a potential upside, right? But before we go ahead and do that, we're going to go ahead and see if there's anything interesting right here that we see that we should go ahead and talk about. Circle to issue its stablecoin USDC on Celio network to boost RA capabilities. Cool. German police seized 2.1 billion worth of Bitcoin in privacy sting. Interesting. Let's go ahead and read this. Police in Germany have seized over 50,000 Bitcoin worth 2.17 billion, calling the action its largest cryptocurrency seizure ever. Interesting. According to police statement, the claim is related to an operation of a privacy website 2013 that violated the Copyright Act. Proceeds of that venture were that then converted into Bitcoin. One of the two suspects voluntarily transferred the Bitcoin to the Federal Criminal Police Office, BKA. The statement said an investigation is ongoing into subsequent commercial money laundering, although no official charges have been launched against the men. How does that make any sense, bro? A final decision has not been made. What an idiot, bro. If I don't know how the laws work out in Germany, bro, but dude, this guy lawfully just decided to go ahead and give the Federal Criminal Police, literally 2.17 billion with no problem, and supposedly due to money laundering, but no charges have been against the men. Like, how does that make sense, bro? Like, if you have freaking 2.17 billion dollars, lawyer up, my guy. Like, what the heck are you doing? You know what I mean? They just came up on $2.17 billion of your Bitcoin. Unless they made more money and they're like, hey, you know what? This is like a hush-hush deal where they're like, here's $2 billion, bro. Fuck off. You know what I mean? That's the only thing I can think of. I mean, I don't know what else, but that's crazy, man. That is insane. So this is what Marco was talking about. MIM stablecoin suffers flash crash amid $6.5 million in exploits. The stablecoin is issued by a decentralized platform, Arkadabra Money. I do remember Arkadabra Money. suffered a flash crash to 0.76 after reports of $6.5 million exploited. The blockchain security firm PeckShield published initial details of the exploit at 11:35 UTC Tuesday, adding that the attacker was funded from Tornado Cash, a sanctuary privacy protocol. Surtix said that the early indications point to a running error being the root cause. Developers said that Abracadabra DAO will be buying back the stablecoin, which is designed to trade at $1 from the market to preserve the peg. It was trading around 94 at press time. We are aware of an exploit involving certain on Ethereum, MIM wrote on Twitter. Our engineering team is investigating the situation to the best of visibility. That's freaking insane, bro. The stablecoin was also fluctuated in 2022 during the collapse of FTX, as a third of MIM's collateral was FTX native tokens. As FTT crumbled, MMM fell below 95. So yeah, that's the thing with a lot of these stable coins, man, is that a lot of these stable coins are backed by collateral, and the collateral seems to be a volatile asset, right? So like, that's kind of a sketchy thing when you're dealing with a lot of these stable coins, is that, you know, realistically a stable coin falling below a price is very, very possible. And the reason why is because they're always backed with these volatile assets. Like, it just doesn't make sense, bro. Like why doesn't anybody just back it with real estate? You know what I mean? Like, real estate is not as volatile. Like, why doesn't anybody actually do that, right? They're backing it with like the most freaking volatile assets ever. Like, you really think that if you're backing with collateral on an asset with a very volatile asset, you're not going to go ahead and see things like this happen when there's exploits, as opposed to if you had like physical gold, I guess, or like gold, digital gold backings. Like, you think you know, price actions of tokens falling down below its peg price would ever happen? Of course not, right? So I don't understand why we are still in this scenario where we're being backed with a lot of volatile assets in the back end to kind of have the ratio of a 1-to-1 token. I think it's really, really risky and really, really dumb, and we've seen this happen time and time and over again, right? So hopefully these freaking stable coin companies like have a brain and decide to go ahead and like do something that's not as volatile, maybe like real estate, or maybe precious art. I'm not sure if art is volatile or not, but I'm just giving it a few ideas, right? Maybe holding on to physical assets, like such as metals, you know, diamonds. I don't know. I don't know how those markets do, but what I can tell you is that gold and silver don't dump 40 to 50%, right? So that's kind of like where the issue comes in. So that's actually quite interesting. So yeah, Abracadabra, this is insane, dude. I remember this. Front end is not available in your current location. Okay, yeah, whatever. But that's crazy, man. That is freaking crazy. What's up, John? Been good, man. So many meme coins. LOL, hard to stick to one. I agree, bro. There's a lot of freaking meme tokens right now. Looking to accumulate some Myra at these lows. LOL, suspicious. I agree, dude. It is suspicious. Like, you're telling me like this money just dumps out of nowhere. It's like, I almost feel like with a lot of these DAOs, like, it has to be insider trading, bro. It has to be like an insider who gets mad. Maybe an employee gets mad. They're not getting paid well, or a developer gets greedy and freaking pulls the rug, bro. That's what I only could think that could really go ahead and cause that to happen, right? Because then again, when there's a cybersecurity attack, it doesn't take until literally almost over 6 months to detect that there has been an exploit into a company, right? So that's also a thing you also have to keep in mind. But let's look at Myro before I go ahead and go off the deep end again. So let's go ahead and take a look at Myro. Myro. I know Myro has been getting listed on a lot of major exchanges as well. They've been doing quite a lot, really, really good. I mean, 111 million market cap, man. That's insane. Actually, congratulations on Mark on that freaking short, bro. He was talking about how this thing was going to dump, and I'm like, I was kind of denying it, but I was like, you know what, bro? I think you might be right. If we get rejected here, we will be seeing a dump down to the side. So we do see that head and shoulders pattern forming. So we're probably going to go ahead and see a retest 16 cents one more time, which could be a time to maybe short the market, not financial advice, and then we're gonna see a dump coming back down to around the 5 cent range, in my opinion, right? I don't want to say this is the top for Myro, but this could be the top temporarily for Myro, and that's usually what we're followed with a head and shoulders pattern after we see Head and shoulders are very strong bearish patterns, chat. You never, ever, ever, ever want to go against these patterns. These are very strong bearish patterns. And regardless whether it's on a meme token or not, they usually always happen, right? They always happen. There hasn't been a case where I haven't really seen these head and shoulders patterns not print out, right? Usually when they print out, they're going to happen. And usually what happens after this, it's going to have another fake out where people are going to think this thing's going to moon back up to over 30 cents. Market's going to go ahead and dump it right here. And also keep in mind, they do have leverage on Myro. They're going to go ahead and short it around this zone right here. And they're going to go ahead and dump onto the market all the way down to 5 cents. We have been seeing a lot of these influencers also talking about Myro, right? So keep that in mind. Usually when we start seeing a lot of influencer marketing coming back to back, like out of nowhere with these big influencers, is usually a signal of some sort of top coming, right? It doesn't mean it's going to be a top forever, but this could be a top. You know, we're seeing Henoch talking about what's up next. You know, we're seeing a lot of these influencers talking about it, right? And typically when we have this moment like this is when we see literally we see a sell-off. We see a sell-off when we see, you know, big influencers, you know, talking about this is the dip, giving the opportunity, like, you know what I mean? So like a lot of people are going to get wrecked. I'm gonna be honest with you. I've made a video on Myro. I am bullish, but for me, as I always tell you, I like to look at what's in front of me, right? I don't like to go ahead and make some decisions. You know, most of these influencers on Twitter, bro, would do this. Like, this is what they consider TA. Like it's not even funny. Like, even if you've seen what most of their TA is, they'll go ahead and go on to like a chart like this. Like, I'm gonna show you. It's so funny, dude. Like, you can't make this thing up. They'll do something like this where let me show a pretty good time frame. I think it'd be like the hourly would be a good one, right? Let's go back to that. No, the daily, sorry. They'll do something like this where where like these influencers on Twitter, like, I'm not even making this thing up, like, we'll go ahead and just show this, right? They'll just show this, or they're like zooming out and they're gonna show this. And it could happen. I'm not saying it won't happen, but this is what they'll usually do to get everybody hyped up, right? And now they like think they're like some freaking TA experts, and they just go like this. And they're like, yeah, see, chat, we do see, you know, a possibility of a freaking, you know, a 20x coming in. Is this time to load up the bags? And they're going to go ahead and show it to you like this. They're going to show it to you like this. And if you show it like this, if you're looking at it like this stretched out, think about it. If you look at it this way like this looks bullish, bro. You're like, oh, dude, that makes sense. Why wouldn't I freaking buy the dip? Like, this is so freaking smart, right? But what people are not understanding is that when you actually look at the chart zoomed out, it's a head and shoulders pattern, bro. So can the head and shoulders pattern not be actually respected and actually, you know, bounce off from these levels? 100%. But what they're not going to tell you is that this is a head and shoulders pattern. It's clear as day that this is a head and shoulders pattern. I'm going to redo it for you one more time with this fancy tool that I have here for you to check it out. And this usually happens with a lot of freaking projects. We're formed with a head and shoulders pattern. Look at that. We're going to go ahead and see a fake out where people are going to get excited, like, ah, it's pumping, it's going to the moon, buy, 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 buy. And then they're going to go ahead and buy, and guess what's going to happen? This thing's going to dump, it's going to consolidate. People are going to get sad, they're going to get mad. Then we're going to go ahead and see this. That's usually what happens with patterns like this. Usually happens time and time and time and over again. I don't like to do TA on meme coins because it's very, very difficult to do it. But because they are trading on futures, they're going to get massive liquidity grabs. Trust me. So I'm glad I wasn't longing Myro. I did probably for a few, and I made money, and I made money shorting. But luckily I wasn't on a long position because I did think we were going to hit 30 cents. But Mark, he's like, nah, dude, this thing's going to freaking dump. And it is giving us a pattern. This is the confirmation. If you're looking to enter short, in my opinion, this is going to be a confirmation when we hit this right here, right? So Myro's looking bearish. Believe whatever you want. I'm just giving you a heads up, so don't be surprised if we do see a dump. If you're like, John, I really don't care if it dumps, I'm going to buy more, then good. Just be expected to see a 70 to 80% correction possibly. And be okay with that and buy the dip. If you're really bullish on this, I'm bullish on this. But as I mentioned, I do see a 60 to 70% correction happening. maybe even less, but I would say anywhere between the range of $70 correction max, maybe 80. I don't think so, but I would say 50 to 70% correction is very, very possible. It could be lower than that. It could be a 40% correction. It could be 50%. Anywhere between 40 to 70% correction. So be expected, if this thing does get rejected, you could be seeing that kind of correction, and ask yourself, are you okay buying at those levels? If you're okay, then just buy now, you know, just know what's coming. Crypto Beehive, how's it going? What usually happens to a coin when it gets in first centralized exchange? Does it go up or go down? Who knows? Sometimes, bro, it just depends. Sometimes it goes up, sometimes it goes down. It just depends on the sentiment of the market and what we're looking at. But like with the token like Myro, because they are listed on a lot of exchanges now, and they are listed on a lot of futures, because we are at a high market cap, now we have more institutions and actual real traders that know how to trade the markets, right? So besides all the moon boys that don't understand how to read TA or comprehend it, they're going to go ahead and look at their favorite influencer on YouTube talking about it, and they're going to automatically buy it, right? But what they don't understand is that if you head over to CoinMarketCap and you go ahead and post a contract address right here, you're going to go ahead and see how many exchanges are actually listed on, right? And they're listed on a lot of exchanges. And typically when they're listed on a lot of exchanges, I don't know why it's not showing any of the exchanges. I could have sworn they were listed on other exchanges. Maybe I'm wrong. But typically, I am right? Was it WIF or Myro, dude? I think I'm mistaking it with WIF or Myro. I could be wrong, dude. I'm not even sure they're listed on any exchanges yet. It says on CoinMarketCap they're not. So I'll take that back. But it's actually quite interesting that it is following that TA then, if it's not listed on any exchange yet. Let me see. Look, what I tell you. I'm telling you that most of these freaking influencers do this. They're like, oh yeah, bottom, up, moon. like you can't make this thing up, right? So I'm not sure if they're listed on any exchanges. I could have sworn I thought they were. I could be wrong. Maybe they're not listed on any exchanges. Correct me if I'm wrong. Maybe I'm mistaking it with WIF. But I could have sworn Marco says that he was shorting Myro. I could be wrong though. I could be wrong. I don't know why it's showing CoinMarketCap. They're not listed on any exchanges. But regardless of the fact, because I can't remember correctly, there's so many freaking dog tokens that come out every day. It is giving me that sign right. Let's check right now, dude. Let's check if they are on the market. We'll check. That's the only way we could do it, right? Let's type in Myro. Type in Myro, and we're gonna see if we are. So it looks like we're not on BingX. All right, so I'll take that wrong. I think I'm mistaking it with WIF, dude. WIF is what we were talking about. But yeah, Myro's looking kind of bearish too either way. I apologize for that. I was wrong on that. Freaking dogs with hats, cats with hats, freaking all this kind of BS, eh? Oh yeah, Myro is on BingX, but it's on spot. So they haven't listed, what is it called? They haven't listed futures trading. If you list futures trading, dude, this token's gonna dump a lot. But it does look like a possible reversal if we do see it break above 18 cents, right? If we break and hold above 18 cents, this thing's going to moon. But if not, we are going to see a massive dump. So I guess they are listed on a lot of exchanges, but I don't know why their coin market cap is not updated. They definitely need to go ahead and update that. Myro is on Bybit. See, so I don't know why they have to get this thing fixed, bro, because I don't understand why they're not showcasing the exchanges they're listed on. Look, it doesn't show the exchanges they're in. And this is not good, because if someone like myself wants to buy this token and you're like, dude, how do I buy it? And you don't see any exchanges, you kind of miss out on that, right? So the team has to update that. But if they are listed on Bybit, and we are seeing they are listed on a few exchanges, and especially if it's leverage, you can understand the reason why it's printing this pretty well. And why it might be bearish, because usually when you see traders on these bigger exchanges such as Bybit, they're trading this market when it's a higher market cap, right? So I do think more people are going to get wrecked, but just be careful. That's all I got to say. That's all I got to say. Just be careful, because head and shoulders patterns are very, very strong. I could even show you this pattern on AMC, right? AMC did a very, very similar pattern, right? I talked about this literally on stream as well. And this thing might be forming a head and shoulders pattern right now. You know what I mean? So just be careful with all of this. You just have to be aware of the market. Like, just don't be hit by surprise. But I called out this head and shoulders pattern right here happening as well on AMC, and look at that consolidation. You see a consolidation happen, then you see a major breakout from the head and shoulders, and when you see that, you see a massive moon side. So AMC also did this, right? So it just depends on the perspective that you're looking at it. Are you looking at it as a bearish case scenario because you're wanting to long the market now, or are you looking at it as a buying opportunity to go ahead and long or short the market, right? So AMC did the same move. You know, GME did the same exact move. When it first, you know, when it first went live, the couple days, I think even looking at the daily, it did the same exact move. Head and shoulders patterns are very, very bearish. I'm telling you, chat. Like, I can pull you another chart right here. Same thing right here. You know, we see a head and shoulders pattern pumping. We see it get rejected, consolidate. We see a breakout. Usually when we see this breakout in head and shoulders pattern, most bullish pattern, because then it's followed with a W bottom, and then we see a massive pump to the upside. And that's what we saw. After a head and shoulders pattern, we saw a massive move to the upside. The only reason why these tokens are able to print it a lot quicker is because they have less, they're a lot more volatile, and there isn't a lot of people transacting on them. So when we do have action coming in, volume, it quickly moves the market up or down, right? I will gamble and buy for 0.1. Nice. Yeah, just be careful leverage trading with these tokens right now, man. Just because it could go any way. And same thing with AMC and GameStop. Yes, I'm bullish on GameStop. I'm bullish on AMC. But realistically, anything can happen. There's a reason why you always have to consider buying when it's at the low, when it's at low risk. Would I be buying at these zones right here? I would. Personally, I would. I'll even be buying AMC even if it was to drop even lower. Why? Because I'm in profits. I don't really have to worry about that because I bought in at the lows right here when nobody believed in the project. But if you believe in something, regardless of a head and shoulders pattern or bearish divergence or whatever the heck you want to call it, just buy it, dude. You know, I bought in when nobody believed in it. Look at it now. Look at it now, right? So it's just whatever you feel comfortable with, but just be careful leverage trading when it comes to a lot of these positions. We do see Trump over 173% up right now. So shout out to anybody that jumped onto this Trump token. Same thing with this Trump token. Look, chat, I'm telling you, look, very similar pattern, bearish over and over again. We see this major head and shoulders pattern. What do we see? A fake out. What do we see? Consolidation. Guess what's going to happen with Trump? It's going to create this head and shoulder, this cup and handle pattern. Same thing. It's literally so predictable, chat. I just showed you 3-4 different charts with both head and shoulders patterns, why they're bearish, and they still dump. So is there a possibility Myro might do the opposite? Maybe. But as I mentioned, head and shoulders patterns are very bearish patterns. And it looks like Trump is going to be doing a cup and handle pattern and mooning soon, right? So these are all opportunities in the market. The more you look at the market and you stare at the charts, the more you get wrecked, you're able to understand and comprehend how a lot of these patterns and movements move, right? Not because you see a pattern, it doesn't mean you should instantly long or short. You have to also go ahead and keep into consideration a confirmation before you want to go ahead and jump into a token, right? War Dogs, ALTCOIN John, undervalued. I appreciate you, bro. I will go for spot and wait. Yeah, that'll probably be your best bet, man. If it's spot, just slightly buy in, bro. Like, buy in, because maybe by the time you're waiting for the dip, like a lot of people waited for Solana to dump even lower, Solana pumps, man. You might have missed that boat. I'm sorry to tell you, but Solana, it's not coming down to $70 anytime soon. If anything, we're gonna see 140. If anything, right? So like, your time to buy the dip was over. So just keep that in mind. If you're okay buying at higher levels just in case it pumps, just know that. If you're okay buying at higher levels just in lower levels just in case it dumps, just understand that. But same thing with Trump. This thing's posting a cup and handle pattern, right? I wouldn't bet my life that this is going to be 100%. I wouldn't go all in, freaking sell my house and go all in, because I've done dumb trades like that where I'm so all in, I put all my money thinking it's going to go up, and guess what happens? Collapse. So be very, very careful. But Trump, as soon as we see this breakout to this A342 zone, guess what, chat? There's a possibility you might see this thing reverse. And don't be surprised, right? You just have to understand what you're looking at the market. And the only way you see that is by looking at the market constantly, right? The more you look at the market, the more you're going to be able to find these opportunities. That's the reason why tuning into these live streams are very, very, very important. Why? Because we look at the market together. We have multiple brains looking at the charts, and we have decisions to all make together, right? Whether it's bullish or bearish, right? And I think this is the way you're able to program your mind subconsciously, that as soon as you open up a chart, you're like, longing. You don't even have to sit there and draw support and resistance. You don't need to go ahead and type in on Google bullish and bearish patterns and pull them out, because sometimes all you need is like 2-3 patterns and you're set, bro. You're set. Literally, I mostly always trade cup and handle patterns. That's like my most freaking bullish thing. Cup and handle patterns and bull flag patterns. Those are literally the two bullish patterns that I like trading. And now I moved on to W bottoms. So like, you don't need to go ahead and know all these patterns. All you have to know is like 2 or 3 bullish and bearish, and then just go through charts, literally just freaking randomly choose a chart, and then you can look for an entry instantly because your mind's already programmed to look for that, right? Without having to draw out charts or do too much technical analysis. That's why sometimes I'm able to dissect the chart within literally less than 3 minutes or like 30 seconds. Why? Because I program my head already, because I do it every day. Literally every day I'm looking at this. I'm looking at these patterns that my brain instantly looks at this. Look at Ponky. What do you see right here, chat? Tell me, what do you potentially see here? 30 seconds in, I can already see a possibility of a bearish sign on Ponky. Do you know what that is? A head and shoulders pattern. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. This is what's probably going to happen. People are not expecting that. I found that within literally 2 seconds of pulling out the chart. Most influencers are going to be like, oh, yeah. Moon. To the moon. That's what most people are going to tell you. And most people are going to be confident because they trust these people. This is the reason why I don't like giving you, telling you that 100% sure this is going to happen, because I don't know. But most Twitter influencers will tell you this. Yeah, moon, buy. And most people will buy, this thing dumps, and they get wrecked, and they're all sad, and they're like, what the heck just happened, bro? Like, why did it dump? Well, because, buddy, it was printing a head and shoulders pattern. Maybe if you understood TA and you weren't listening to a dumb influencer that doesn't know what he's talking about, you might have probably caught that and would have known that this was probably a bearish signal, right? It's not always the case. Sometimes they do moon, but it's not always the case, right? So just be very, very careful who you listen to. And this is the reason why I tell you have to understand TA and not depend on anybody. No, don't depend on no influencer telling you where the market's going to go, bro. I sold Solana for 94 just before the pump. It hurts now. Dude, James, I remember that. You could have bought in, though. You had a lot of opportunities to dollar cost average and rebuy in. I mean, we saw Solana dump as low as 87, I think, man. But regardless of the way you made profits, man, all you could go ahead and do is, as soon as you see that 110 confirmation, you can load up on 110 again, not financial advice, ride the wave to 140, and then sell. And then you just made money, right? So you don't really lose money or you don't miss out too much of the market if you made money already, right? The problem with most people that they lose their money is that, one, they're impatient. I'm telling you based on my personal experience. And then 2, we want to see things happen instantly, right? So sometimes we buy in at the wrong time. And sometimes when we sell, we feel guilty and we buy in again at the top and we get wrecked. So if you made profits, just leave it as it is, man. Move on to the next token. Do you know any good Telegram channels for ETH trending tokens? I don't, bro. The only thing that you could probably do is I think I do have one. Let me go ahead and check. Damn, dude, my freaking neck just snapped. Oh, Unibot token scanner. This is it right here. Unibot token scanner Super good. Yeah, this is for ETH. They tell you everything. Every token that gets deployed is kind of like soul trending, but it tells you everything. You know, lock liquidity, you know, status verified. It tells you all the information. So I would say this is a pretty good one. And even looking at it right now, it looks like not even that many people use this thing anymore. Look, 8 views, bro. 8 views, because everybody's too like on their head right now with Solana trades. They're not thinking about ETH, bro. So like there's probably a possibility of making more money on ETH low key, because not too many people are paying attention. I mean, look at 9 views, bro, with over 9,000 subs, because no one's really trading ETH tokens right now. Very, very few people that are. Mostly everybody's trading Solana. So this would be a good one. It's called Unibot Token Scanner. Just type in Unibot on the website, and then you'll be able to get all these tokens, and you'll see the LP locked, non-LP locked, and try it out. Right? That's one of the best ways to do that. All right, look at the charts, Telegram, Twitter account, do your own research. 100%. I'm in profits, but still lost in trading. Same time as all gone up, but I shorted. Hopefully you didn't lose too much, bro, and hopefully you made money. But as I mentioned, man, one of the biggest things that all we could do is just look for the next opportunity, right? I lost money on the Solana trade these last couple of days ago, literally Sunday. I didn't know how to add liquidity to my position, and I got wrecked, right? Because I didn't know how to navigate the platform correctly. I should have learn how to navigate the platform correctly before longing the market, right? But John wanted to go ahead and do it. So imagine how I feel when I entered my trade around 90 something dollars on Solana, and it went up to 103, right? Which that was my price target, and I would have made over 5 grand. So unfortunately I got wrecked, and I put my last money on AMC, and so far I've made the money that I've lost in the market. So I'm happy about that. But that's why sometimes taking no risk, you just can't make money, right? Sometimes you're not always going to win. Sometimes you might get wrecked because there's manipulation. Sometimes you forgot to put a stop loss like me. There's a lot of case scenarios, man, but the only thing you can do is, like, you know, be too hard on yourself in those days. Because like I was so pissed these last couple of days. I'm not going to lie to you. I just didn't even want to freaking stream because that's how pissed I was. But I was like, you know what, man, I'm going to keep on pushing forward. I'm sure that opportunity is going to come to me. And so far, AMC has been that opportunity, bro. I was so confident that I'm like, you know what? I'm going to put my last money into this, and I'm done with the market. Like, if I lose this money, I'm completely wiped out of the market again, right? And I hit a home run, technically, on AMC. It's not something that happens very common, but it's happened to me before. It happened to me with Pepe 2 as well. I lost all my freaking money. I got wrecked on Ethereum, lost about 2 to 3 grand. I was left with no freaking money. I took out my last money, which was about $100, into Pepe 2.0, and I longed the market, and guess what? I made $100 into 20 grand in about 2 weeks. Sometimes you just have to be confident in what you believe in, and usually when you're that confident, sometimes it usually plays out. I was confident on Solana, man. Everybody was grilling me like, "Oh, John, you say that all the time, bro." I was confident on the Solana long. That's the reason why I longed the market. I told all of you I wasn't gonna long the market until I found confirmation. I effed up for not having proper risk management and forgetting to put a stop loss. I effed up. I take ownership of that, right? And as I'm telling you, not everybody, especially influencers, bro. You think any influencer is going to come on here on stream publicly and tell you, "Hey, Chad, I lost this much money"? No, they're not. They're going to tell you the opposite. "Hey, I made this much money," but how much money did you lose? They're never going to tell you how much they lost, bro. Because sometimes it takes you to lose a lot of money to make a lot of money. I know it's the dumbest mentality and probably the most degenerate mentality ever, but you're gonna lose money somehow, whether you get hacked, you don't have proper what is it called, safety on the internet. You might go ahead and get exploited. There's a lot of things that can happen, right? And if it doesn't happen to you, you're never going to learn if you've never gone through it through experience. So sometimes it takes us to get hit pretty hard like that, whether we miss up a run up, whether we get wrecked on a trade, and all we could do is just keep on pushing forward, right? The only moment it really does hit you is when you give up, and sometimes those moments of giving up are very normal. I've had those moments these last couple days, but I also had hope, and you know, hope is believing in something that doesn't exist. And I had that feeling inside my stomach that I'm like, dude, this AMC narrative just sounds way too good to be true to pass on. Let me go ahead and take on the risk. And the risk paid off. And it's going to pay off, right? This is just the beginning to it, in my opinion. So sometimes we do hit those good home runs. A lot of you know I've been on a losing streak since November. I've gotten wrecked since Grok. Contra got exploited, lost like freaking 20 grand. When I was live trading on my trades, I was seeing people were freaking stream wrecking me. So there's other people watching my streams and then doing the opposite of my trades, wrecking me on my position. There's a time on Pepe 2 I was up 30 grand, and then there is whales stream sniping me, so they pushed the price action down. I got closed out from 30 grand to 8 grand live. Literally lost all that money live. That's why I don't trade live anymore. And then I made 8 grand into 20 grand in 2 days back again. So in 2 days I made that money back trading. And then I lost all my money again because I entered into Grok. Grok got exploited and I lost 20 grand. And ever since I lost that, dude, I've been in a losing streak. I've been in a losing streak since November. I've lost money in December. As soon as I funded my account, liquidity grab to the downside happened. My stop loss didn't freaking hit. I put a stop loss at $100 loss. It took me out at like 300 or 600 bucks. I got wrecked, right? And just little things like that. I got wrecked in the beginning of January. I got wrecked 2 days ago. You know what I mean? So if I hit this home run of like, let's say AMC hits my price target, I'll be making over 30 to 60 grand, right? But if I was just to sit here and tell you all my wins, you're going to be like, damn, man, this guy's a G. This guy's freaking a G. But like, I just told you how many losses I took. So imagine if I was to go ahead and hit 100, 200, $500,000 on this AMC trade. Let's just say, for example, let's just imagine. Let's say I was to hit a big number like that, and I was to go ahead and come on stream and tell you about how good I did, but never told you all my losses. You're going to think I'm a freaking good trading person, right? But the case is, I lost a lot of money to freaking finally get my position back, right? Which happens time and time and time again. All it takes is one trade to get wrecked, to lose everything, or one trade to make all your money that you've lost in the previous trades, right? And that's what most people won't share. Most people won't go ahead and share that. They're like, oh yeah, look how much I'm in profit. $300,000, but how much did you lose, bro? You know what I mean? Most influencers won't tell you when they get wrecked on an 8 grand position, 10 grand position. They'll just kind of brush it off and act like nothing ever happened. GameStop at 30 mil. We're going to break 50 mil soon. I agree. Then 69 mil, which is 1 cent. Yeah, dude, the thing is with AMC, bro, with AMC, all AMC has to do is hit 30 million and it's at 1 cent. So AMC, that's why I'm telling you, chat, why I'm very bullish. AMC has a higher potential than GameStop. This is all speculation. I could be wrong. I could lose all my money. But as I told you, and I told everybody, my last $300 I had in the market were on AMC, bro. And it was all or nothing. If I lose $300, it wasn't going to make my life any better because I already lost over $1,200 getting liquidated on my long position that I was right on Sunday, right? So all I had was hope of possibly making it back. So I was all in, dude. And sometimes that's the mentality you got to have. You got to be all in or nothing. And you might make your money back or you might lose everything. But as I told you, when you lose everything in life, when you have nothing else to lose, what else can you fear of, man? I have literally nothing to fear of because I've lost everything already from the last bull run, right? So I understand how this market treats you, and all you can do is just learn from your mistakes. I've learned a lot from my previous bull run, but I think I learned a lot more during this market, dude. I've learned a lot. Like, I literally started leverage trading back in March, man. Back in March, or actually April, was the first time I started leverage trading. And I picked it up in like 6 or 8 months. So it took me a while to lose a lot of money and blow up multiple accounts to understand leverage trading. Right? So that's all it is, just being consistent with it and not giving up, and then just learning from your mistakes. Some people learn quicker than others. Some people like me take forever to learn. And then some people like myself learn through experience. You have to get wrecked to learn and not to touch the fire again, right? It happened to me when I was younger, man. When I was younger, it took me 3 times to touch the stove to understand that it's freaking hot. Imagine 3 times burning my hand to comprehend that the stove is hot and to not touch fire, dude. I don't know, man. we all learn a little bit different, right? Congrats, bro. You are a true Degen survivor. Appreciate you, Tim. How you been, man? Long time no see. Hope you're having a good one at work. James, I hope that would be the same also when you have 10,000 views on each stream. That'd be great, man. I'm waiting for that. Marco, how much did you make on AMC? Not too much, bro. Currently right now, I'm up about like $1,300 in my position. So pretty much what I lost. I lost about $1,200 on BingX on that so long, and right now I'm back to $1,200. And I'm looking to pull out at around, we'll see where this goes, but I think AMC could hit 30 million market cap and above. Easily, in my opinion, right? But I'm willing to go ahead and stick to that belief. I've been sticking to it when it was at 100,000, when everybody was laughing at. And look at AMC now, 2.48 million. You know, people would have listened possibly yesterday when I was at 100,000. We could have done over a 10x. Some people took advantage of it. But remember, sometimes opportunities are presented to you and some people don't take action. So I'm not up that much on AMC, but I've made up for my losses on BingX. And the good thing too is that with BingX, after even though I lost money, luckily because I was trading, I was able to go ahead and have some free money on the table. I have over $300 in market available to go ahead and trade. So that's also a pretty good thing. So we have that going, right? And then we ended up, I think maybe this thing closed on a profits, did it? Let's see. Is my long still open? And then I still have my long open right here on Sol. So $200 right now that I'm trading with BingX money. And then it gave me another $300 right here. So I literally took over $600 just from depositing in my account. Like, did I get wrecked? Yeah, I got wrecked with $1,200. BingX pretty much reimbursed me $600 because I hit all the trading challenges and all the challenges that I hit. Very, very easy to obtain. And then I made money, pretty much all the money that I lost on the liquidation grab that they did. I made all my money back already. So like in this next couple pump, which this is literally happening live, I'll literally already make all my money plus more on profits, right? So this could be my big home run. I'm not counting on it. I'm not emotionally attached to it. If this thing goes to zero, it is what it is. But I had the same thing happen to me when I was in an actual real GameStop and AMC short squeeze, man. People were making fun of me. Oh, it's never going to pump. I bought in GameStop at $6. I sold at like 21 with options because I was at the dealership trying to get a Maserati that day. I was like, dude, I was young, man. I was like 21, 22. So that's why I sold early. I regretted it because as soon as I sold GameStop at like $21, it pumped up to like 50 and then it pumped up to $300. And I had options. So my options would have been worth over $1 million. So I would have been a multi-millionaire at freaking 21. I'm glad I wasn't because I would have been crazy, man. I would have probably gone berserk with the money and probably would have honestly probably done myself. But maybe it wasn't my time to become a millionaire yet, right? So sometimes the life doesn't have what we want, you know? Sometimes things happen for our own good and we don't know when until it actually happens, right? So same thing with GameStop. I was in AMC. I got into AMC at around $4 to $6 before the short squeeze, and I got wrecked at around 21, I think it was 21 or 12. That's when all the markets ended up pausing the buys to prevent the short squeeze, and that's where I transitioned full on into crypto because I got pissed off of the hedge funds having control of the market, and now we have the Bitcoin ETFs, which I moved into crypto to get rid of Wall Street, and then Wall Street comes back into my space now. So yeah, there's that story. But for all those that have still been waiting, man, I'm going to go ahead and show you these trades right here that we have potentially printing. We have Matic right here looking at the daily. We do see that we are going to possibly see a downside, but we will be seeing an uptrend coming in. Hourly, looks like we are entering this massive zone of buying. So keep that in mind. Weekly is looking pretty bullish on Matic. Autumn, as well on the weekly. It looks like a possible inverse head and shoulders pattern printing on the weekly. Autumn right here in the daily also looks like a possibility of either a head and shoulders pattern to the downside or a cup and handle temporarily on the daily, followed with a possible inverse head and shoulders pattern, right? So we have Matic so far that are looking pretty good. And for the meme coin sector, we are seeing Bonk, and then we're seeing SHIB, right? The top one is probably what we already saw, Bonk, and will now enter sideways accumulation below 0.786 Fibonacci level. After this huge move, Bonk will probably move sideways like what SHIB did and make a last parabolic move towards the end of the bull run. Factual shown below. So as we talked about, typically once we have this head and shoulders pattern happen on a lot of these tokens, we usually see this accumulation zone of literally just consolidation, and then we see a massive pump come out of nowhere, right? So I'm very bullish on Bonk, and I do believe that this could go ahead and happen, right? So we're also seeing Byte. Byte looks like it's going to be freaking mooning very, very soon as well. So yeah, everything's looking pretty bullish in my opinion. Just go ahead and keep your eyes open on this. Pulse chain as well, showing a possible head and shoulders, cup and handle pattern also coming. So keep that in mind. And then the trading altcoins right here, trending, we have Mata, we have Bull, Ape, Honk, Ondu, T, GTA, Jupe, which is going to be coming very, very soon. Be very, very careful. Actually, this is not the actual real Jupe, it looks like. TAO, Matic, Pith, MNT, Mantle, and Myro top meme coins on Solana. So those are the hot tokens right here. I will be putting all of this on Discord, so definitely go ahead and make sure to go ahead and join the Discord, which is completely for free. Let me go ahead and share that link with all of you for all those that are wanting to go ahead and join the Discord. Let me go ahead and pull that out. And hopefully all of you enjoy this new setup, right? I've been trying to change up the channel. So hopefully all of you are enjoying the setup right here that we have. This thing's gonna load up. What is the word with AMC? Grabbed the bag last night without doing any research. Did well. Nice, man. It's pretty good, bro. So it's a community-driven project for AMC. I'm actually a mod. I just became a mod yesterday on AMC. So that's pretty cool, you know. So I've been really active in chat, like literally just joining there, helping the community raid. So I've been really active, man. So I've been active on AMC literally since its first launch. I've been active in the community. I saw it go up to 1 million, then dump to 100,000 yesterday on live, and then we saw it take off to where we're at now. So I'm actually a mod in the AMC team, which is a community-driven project, so pretty much anybody could become a mod. Just to go ahead and give you a heads up, I don't have any exclusive deal with the freaking developer. The developer G'd it out literally as soon as the project went live. Like the developer sold all his tokens as soon as the AMC came out. So literally this has been all done community organically and all of that. And like no one has really been talking about AMC. No influencers have been paid. I'm like literally the first influencer, if you were to call it, to make an actual video, right? So I actually just made a video on AMC yesterday for the community, right? Because they don't have a marketing budget, bro. This is all community driven, right? So the more the community pushes it, you know, the higher the token goes. So that's what we're seeing right now with AMC. So I've been actually supporting as well, shilling as much as I could on my end, on Reddit, on Twitter. So it's a really good community, bro. Really fun, cool people. Community is very strong. Has been strong since the beginning. They understand the narratives. A lot of them were trading the stock market short squeeze 3 years ago. So a lot of people know the reason why you should be bullish on this. And that's what I enjoy the most, right? So like I've literally been on Telegram all day yesterday, dude, for hours. Literally till like 3 a.m. in the morning, like just shilling, moderating, you know, just talking to the community. Dude, look at these numbers. 60 minutes, 69, 48 hours, 69.6. We have a lot of 69s on there. But yeah, man, it's a really cool community. I would definitely go ahead and encourage everybody to go ahead and check it out and join. But yeah, Dex Tools, we're trying to raise money right now for the community to go ahead and pay for this to get this fixed, right? Because we need to pay this out of pocket. Unfortunately, we don't have any team tokens or any of that. We only have a community wallet to go ahead and do all of this. But I think this is going to run us about $2,000. I think last time I checked, I think we had over $200 raised. So hopefully we could go ahead and raise more money. But I think it's around $1,000 to $800 to get DEX tools fixed, right? In order for us to get, you know, the Twitter and the website and all of that updated. But yeah, it does cost money. Let's see what it costs us right now. Special offer, 50% discount on the fast track update, free only for tokens deployed on Solana, can be paid using a 6 Sol. So it's only 6 Sol, so it's only $600. And we have $200 raised so far. So we're very close to getting this done with. So hopefully we can go ahead and check the marketing wallet soon and see how much money we have raised to get that fixed. Yeah, but I think it's gonna moon. We'll see where things go moving forward. I'm just gonna ride it, dude. I think it's gonna moon, man. I have a strong feeling this thing's gonna move because it moons really, really closely to GameStop, and I do believe AMC is gonna go ahead and see a 5 million market cap probably by today. I think by today we'll probably go ahead and see a 5 million market cap, but we are struggling right now on resistance. We'll see where things go, but we could go ahead and expect a higher upside on that. If you do want to go ahead and support the channel, make sure to check out BingX right here. Easiest platform to obtain bonuses, and I'm telling you, I'm going to be in talks with the team very, very soon to see what kind of deals we can work out for the community. So definitely go ahead and show some love. Create an account. Obviously, depositing and trading helps me more, but if you're not going to go ahead and do that, just go ahead and open up an account, no KYC, alongside with MEXC. And then we have Bybit right here being one of the best exchanges, and NordVPN offering 69% off with 3 months extra. I hope all of you